for the thrill of the game.
All right, so here on Zebucity Talk Video, thank you for joining us, and we have Aelfathi as co-host with us today, and our special guest, MrSlimLite, who has a YouTube channel of 3,400 subscribers, over 1,000 video views, and we're going to be talking about Guild Wars 2 today. So,
hello, everyone.
Thanks for joining us, Slim. Aelfathi.
Not a problem.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
All right, so just to set the scene here for everyone, Aelfathi and I have not ever put much time into Guild Wars, and we have not bought Guild Wars 2 either. So, although we've done some forum research and such,
I don't think it compares to playing the real game.
Yeah.
We've got Slim here for that. Thank goodness. It'd be a pretty boring
awesome.
segment without him.
Yeah. So what can you tell us
awesome.
about Guild Wars so far?
So far, I didn't expect to be so awesome, to be honest. Cause like, I've tried many MMOs, and when they start like, yeah, it's a decent MMO. And after like a week or so, people get bored of it and they get back to WoW. But it didn't happen with Guild Wars 2, so pretty impressive. Pretty impressive.
Is there anything like what are the differences between the major differences between Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2 so far?
Well, the feeling like when you play the game in Guild Wars 1, it's more like a single player. If you guys ever played it. And you don't just do lining quests. Like, the quests here are not actually quests, they're just people standing there, and if you want to help them, you will get rewarded, and if you don't help them, you don't get rewarded, you know. And in Guild Wars 1, you actually had to do the quests, you know. It's like your typical quest in any MMO, you know. So that's a big difference. Also, the random events that I'm actually doing right now, they just spawn randomly anywhere in the map, and if you do them, you get some points, which are the karma points, and with these points you buy pretty decent gear, like legendaries. I'm telling you, there's like equivalent to epics in other MMOs.
Yeah. So
pretty awesome.
So like
you have to grind a lot of them.
Is there a lot of grind in the game?
Oh shit, yes. For example, for this event, I don't know, I'm gonna get like 400 karma points, and for one piece of gear, you're actually gonna need 44,000. So it's
44,000. Like, how quick is it to accumulate? I mean, if I get 10,000 points per kill, that's not a lot, right? Like, how many points do you get? Like, how long would that take you to get?
You can get a piece of epic gear a day. Yeah, you can get it, but you have to do a lot of events. And it's not a problem to find these events, because there are many of them. There's actually a zone specialized only for events. There's not even quests there, you know. It's only events, so it's not hard. Just takes a lot of time. So that's what grinding means.
So the game is really built on like these events. Do they become more challenging as other people join them?
Yeah. At low level, you have these kind of easy events. You get like a few packs of mobs coming at you, attacking like a city or something. But as you get higher level, you actually fight big ass dragons that are pretty hard. One of them is the Shatterer, which is I think level 56, yeah. That's one of them, and there's another one, which I don't know the name. But it's for level 80, and that one is the big one. That one is really hard. It's a really hard event, but it gives you a lot of... They actually give you loot, so that's the difference. Because normally these events does not give you loot. They just give you experience, some cash, and some karma points. But the really hard ones with the dragons, they give you decent loot.
Okay, so other than... I know that monsters in the game, random mobs throughout the world, they don't give a lot of XP, and most of the XP that you get comes from these events. And from what you said, there's not really any questing. So to level up, is it just these events, dungeons, and do you get experience?
Dungeons give you like more experience than actually quests. So For example, I leveled 75 to 80 in a dungeon, and I've done it like in an hour. So that's 5 levels in an hour. It's a lot, you know. So it's if you got a decent group with people that know what they're doing, you can level in dungeons pretty much.
It's a pretty PvP based game though, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Well, it is. Hundreds of people battling for fame, because actually, if your server is the best, you will see it on the board here, you know. Right now, my server started really good. I'm on Desolation EU, and we were top 1 EU for quite a while. Now it's it's going down, and the French are beating us. The French, come on.
They'll run away soon enough. Don't worry.
Okay, so on the topic of PvP, and you hit level 80. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
But some of the things that I've read on the forums is once you hit 80, there's not really that much end game unless you're highly into PvP. So can you say that 1 to 80?
Not true.
Not true?
Not true. Not true at all. There are quite a lot of dungeons, like not a lot, like 3 or 4 dungeons. Let me explain you how dungeons work first of all.
Okay.
Because it's really important. Then I'll get to the end content. Even if you're level 80 and you go to level 30 dungeon, the loot that they're gonna give you is for level 80. You're gonna get lower level to 30. So if you're 80, you're gonna be 30, but you're gonna get 80 gear. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
are you able
all the
to
dungeons.
use that
If
gear?
you're 80, yeah, of course, all the dungeons. If you're 80, they're gonna be for your level 80 gear. You know.
Okay, so the gear has to be set aside until you're level 80. Or does it scale with your level?
It scales with your level, of course. If you're level 50, you're gonna get for level 50 gear.
Okay.
So that's a very awesome thing that no MMO has ever done. It's impressive.
Okay.
And the level 80 dungeons are just harder and give you better loot, of course, like epics and stuff. So there is end content, like, and they're gonna get a raid pretty soon. I've heard they're gonna raid in this game, because there's not actually raids in the game, just dungeons for 5 men. But they're gonna get raids pretty soon.
I know
in a badge.
With the game, you're not paying any subscription to play.
No.
It's once you've bought it, that's it.
It's so awesome.
Now, what does that do for future content? Because I know if they don't have the cash flow coming in, you can't always pay the devs the top dollar to develop a ton of new stuff.
They're gonna get a couple of dungeons and raids for free with minor patches and stuff, like medium patches, not minors, because they get minors like actually every day fixing stuff, and that's awesome because you get a lot of fixes very quick. They're working a lot. But you're gonna get the next raid is gonna be free because it's just just raid, I think. But in any major content, like in GuildWars 1, when expansion came, it's a huge another world. Like, if I go to my map right now, if I'm honest with you, only like a 30 to 40% of the map is actually playable because of the next content that it will be brought to us, soon enough. So they have it ready, but you will have to pay for that content, like, for example, 30 euros, which is decent.
Especially if it's going to essentially give you another game to
It's
play
going to be
through.
like another world. It's going to be a huge another game.
Yeah. Actually, not to cut you off, we've got Casstiel here. He's one of our GuildWars 2 administrators for the CKS gaming community. Hey, Casstiel.
Hey,
How's it going?
It's going great. It's nice listening to people discuss the game. About the expansion, well, this is a theory based on the lore in the official strategy guide, that currently we've only killed Satan, which is one of 3 dragons, without spoiling too much, one of 3 dragons in the game. Which means that in further expansion there could actually be 2 expansions with 1 dragon and a whole new storyline about killing that dragon, or how to defeat that dragon. They could input a whole new storyline into that with the expansion. I don't know whether they're going to increase the level cap, but I figure if you look at the map, if you look at the map in game, it's like only 1/3 or 1/4 of the whole map is actually accessible, which of course leads to that ArenaNet can do basically what they want with the expansion, open up all new areas of the map.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So I really look forward. I really looked forward into this game. Played all the betas, and now I played the game. I hit level 80, but I'm not at all busted out on the game because there's so much to do. You talked about the end game. I think it was Elite Gamers or someone who posted a list of 80 things to do when level 80. There's no such thing as a raids, as you said, but there's a lot of other things to do. There's the 100 world percent explorer achievement. There's the legendaries, which actually are quite hard to get, as I've seen.
That's your custom.
I got 2 of them.
Yeah.
So
seriously,
we're going to take a quick break, but what we're going to talk about when we come back is on the forums in GuildWars. There's a lot of people who've hit 80, who've rushed to 80, and they're saying that really the end game isn't polished. If you're not into world versus world versus world, then there's nothing really else to do. Round out the dungeons. So we'll hit on that topic, and we're just going to take a quick 1-minute break. Stay tuned, guys.
Sound muted. Microphone muted.
My name is MrSlimLite, and I'm going to show you what it takes to survive in one of the most dangerous places on Earth. In this episode, we're going to cross one of the most dangerous swamps and rivers out there with only me and my cameraman.
Okay, so just give me a second. I'm gonna try and focus the camera here. Let me try a few pauses here. Okay.
Alright then, just hurry up. It's getting darker.
Don't worry, it's not gonna take much.
My cameraman and me are ready, and we're going to cross the swamp right now. It's filled with deadly mosquitoes, and one bite from them can be deadly.
Wait, what?
So the first thing you want to do is get out of this very dangerous swamp. There's the mosquito I was talking about earlier. So me and my cameraman, we're going to try and sneak up through these bushes and get out of the swamp. Remember, one useful tool in the swamp would be a torch. Mosquitoes does not like fire or smoke. And as I was
skill.
We're back,
instead
guys.
of. All right.
So, what do you guys have to say to the? Actually, that little clip there that we just watched was one of MrSlimLite's newest videos. His sort of adventure through GuildWars 2 with his cameraman. And it was quite hilarious. All right, so back to the we could call them the elite hardcore gamers, world firsters who've rushed to 80 and are now posting on the forums.
Let me tell you how did they rush. Because you cannot actually get 80 like by questing and you get first 80. What they actually did, it's they got like, I don't know, like 20 people gathering materials for their crafting professions, and one guy just crafted all day long while other people gather for them. So if you do that, you can actually, I myself got 10 levels by cooking. If you believe me, I got 10 levels by cooking.
So
actually there was 12
you gain
levels.
Experience from crafting.
You get a shit ton of experience by crafting.
Yeah,
that's how they got to 80 in one day, because actually by questing that's impossible by mathematics. It cannot be done by questing or doing instances. It can only be done by crafting.
Let's say like that. It seems kind of double-sided when you're rushing the 80 like that. You're not even really playing the game.
You're not playing. No. You're not playing. He just stood in the city waiting for his buddies to gather, and it's sad. It
seems strange though to me that you would level that way and then complain that there's nothing to do. It's like, well, you have the entire game that you didn't just play.
It's stupid. It's just stupid.
Yeah. We got a
There's
comment
so much
here
content
on chat from Casstiel. It's true that you need a lot of points, but the feeling isn't like normal WoW grinding. You actually feel like you're doing some effort to affect the area.
Exactly.
That's
It's true.
interesting.
It's actually very true. You actually grind, but this grind is not like, I don't know. In WoW, you just have to do the same raid over and over and over again until you got your loot, right? But in here, you actually can grind different events. So you can, like, I'm bored of this event, I'm going to another one. Okay. And you get the same points, you know? So, you don't get that bored by grinding in this game, because there are many ways to grind the same thing. That's awesome.
Castle, what do you think of the end game so far?
Well, so far I find the end game a lot of fun. I won't say that it's funnier than leveling. I would say it's on the same level, because compared to World of Warcraft, you really rush to 80 because leveling is boring like hell, or it has become. It wasn't in the start, but it has become boring like hell. So you rush to level 80. But in here, I quite enjoyed leveling. I didn't rush to 80 because I have a lot of areas I've explored 100%. I did a lot of the events in there. Took my time exploring, enjoying the game, which for me is really cool. But then I hit 80 and I thought, like, hey, okay, I'm level 80. What now to do since there's no raid? But I think it's Elitist Gaming or something. ArenaNet has posted on their Facebook, the official webpage, where Elitist Gaming has put a list of 80 things to do when you hit level 80, and it's not all serious stuff, but it's quite fun because there's a lot of interactive things you can do, like there's a lot of legendary weapons. Well, the end game gear is actually exotic. That's the best gear because the legendary has the same stats as the exotic, just that the legendary looks cool and is quite hard to get. So you can take your time and try to get that to look awesome, or you can do dungeons with your friends. You can actually help other people, because if there's this guy who want to do let's say Ascalonian Catacombs on Explorer mode level 35, you can actually help him without ruining it for yourself, because you get downscaled to level 35 inside the dungeon, and you get rewards for level 80, so you actually benefit from it as well, and you had a fun time with your friend.
Yeah. That is an interesting point, actually being able to downscale like that. I know in other MMOs, like World of Warcraft, you're able to level lock, but I don't know if anyone here played Warhammer Online.
Yep.
Nope.
No, yeah. For me, I found Tier 1 and Tier 2 were fantastic, and I wish I could have gone back to them. So I think that's something maybe GuildWars has done that's extremely positive. For you to go back to a lower level dungeon and play it just because you like it, not because it's beneficial necessarily.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Also, in World of Warcraft, when you hit level 80 and you went to Barrens, I mean, say you one-hitted everything and and all that, it was quite boring to go there. But here, let's say again, I have a friend, level 15, going to a new area, 15 to 25, and he would like me to play along with him, and I say, okay, I go with him, and then I actually get scaled down to the area-based level. I still have an advantage in weapon and armor, which means I don't get killed as easy and I kill mobs slightly faster, but it's still quite a challenge compared to other MMOs, which means it's still fun for me.
So,
that's true.
In regards to how fast you can hit 80, if we look at other games, World of Warcraft, say vanilla, or also Burning Crusades, it'd take 4 days, 20 hours in game, and that was one of the records to level up. MMOs are getting a lot faster to hit that end game level, and do you think that they're going to be able to put out content fast enough to retain their customer base if being able to hit 80 and getting all the gear, or is it scaled well enough that people will have to put a fair bit of time in order to reach a level of plateau?
Well, I have a quite a nice example of that, and that is Citadel of Flame speedruns. Some of the viewers might have known to this.
They're gone, just so you know, they're gone.
Yeah, and that's the example. That's the example that some, I assume as World of Warcraft player, experienced that they could grind a great gear fast by doing this speedrun. But then ArenaNet said, hey, we don't want this game to be easy. We don't want it to be fast. So they went in and fixed this. So it's actually now a challenge. So you can't speedrun anymore.
I heard it's impossible.
It's not. That's the point. A lot of people are saying that it's impossible, but it's not. You just have to use your brain.
I haven't tried it yet.
This is not World of Warcraft where you can actually stand still in the shit. You have to move, and that you have to use your brain, and that. Well, sadly, a lot of people are used to World of Warcraft. Yeah, so it's not impossible, but they made it harder. They made it fun because now it's challenging. It's not about the grinding. It's about completing the dungeon and feel like, oh my god, that was hard, but we did it.
Yep.
It's a complete new feeling.
You know, this dungeon was easy for a while now, like, and people grinded it. there were like 100 people outside the dungeon looking for a group and fighting people and stuff, and it was hilarious. Hilarious.
Oh, Fatty, you had something?
No, I was going to say that something that games now, MMOs, have to contend with is they've always got to contend against the WoW giant of the instant gratification.
Exactly.
People want to go on and...
Yeah, you see that in PlanetSide too as well. Once they had reduced the cert points that you accumulate, before you would go offline and after a day you'd come back online, you'd have 40 cert points, and they nerfed that. And correct me if I'm wrong, but what's the most cert points you've gotten in an offline time period of, say, a day, Aelfathi?
0.
0. And the forums exploded with people complaining that they no longer got cert points. And cert points are awarded by zones you hold and by taking points. So it really speaks to what you guys were saying of people who, you know what, you want to log on to the game and there's a legendary piece of gear sitting in your bag for your character because, well, you own the game and you've been offline for a day, so you deserve it.
Now, something I guess to bring up as well, GuildWars 2 has a cash store where you guys can use your own money to buy items. Is that correct?
It's just cosmetics, experience boosters, karma boosters, which is the points I talked about earlier, professions boosters, like you get more XP and stuff from your professions, and just stuff that doesn't. It's not a pay to win. It's definitely not pay to win, and it's just cosmetics and a couple of boosters there.
Oh, and to add to that point is a really important notice that you don't have to spend real life money.
Oh, you don't even. Yeah, never spend that.
You can actually buy the real game currency that's called gems for in-game gold.
Gold. Yeah.
Not as high as a rate, but it is possible for me. Yeah.
Right now, I think it's 200 gems for 1 gold.
Exactly.
Correct.
So let's say I want this really nice cook outfit or pirate outfit, but I don't have any money. But I have 25 gold to spend. So that means that I can buy the in-game currency and get the outfit.
Yep.
Which means it's not... ArenaNet are not actually charging money for it. They're making the option that you can pay for it with in-game currency or out-game currency.
Yeah, because people just don't want to spend the time to farm it, and they have the money, so they might as well just pay it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So,
are the items in the store, do you guys see it as being something that's wanted by the community, that they're going to be able to make a good profit off the items in the store?
Oh, I have one thing there. The fine transmutation stones, it's actually really smart of them. The fine transmutation stones is basically what you need in order to... What's it called in World of Warcraft, where you can like change... Transmogriff. So this is basically the same. You take the looks of this one set of items and put on your other set of items. Then you can match and mix the looks with the better stats.
Yeah.
And these can only be found in I think it's by completing areas 100% and by the in-game store.
Yep.
So that's basically what I would imagine people would start buying gems for, so that they can get their great
Mostly,
gear, great stats gear, but awfully look great with great stats.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's mostly what people buy, is just making their gear look awesome, because some of the end gear just looks okay. Not that good, you know?
It looks horrible. I mean, some of the...
We got a fair bit of positive stuff about GuildWars 2. Do you guys see any potential problems now with the game?
It's not free.
Nah, it's okay.
I have maybe one, and I don't know if it's just me complaining like a noob or what, but the thing is, in World of Warcraft and every other MMO, you could create raids for free and make bigger groups that way, but in here, in order to make a bigger group than 5, you need to spend 100 gold on a book, or allowing you to create larger groups. And that's only for that one character. It's not even for your whole account.
And does that item?
It's like it makes you a commander or something. I don't know. It's a book to promote you to a commander, so you can manage a raid or something. I don't know. It's something strange.
Like I'm a guild leader. I'm the guild leader here for the CKS part, and I would really much like to do more structured World versus World with the guild. But right now I can only invite 5 people, and then I pick one to choose another 5 people, and then we go on maybe get 15 people, but in 3 different groups, which is quite okay because we have them on TeamSpeak, so we can coordinate where we are. But we cannot coordinate where we are on the maps because we're split up in 3 groups, and that's quite annoying.
Yeah, you have to pay up.
Yeah.
So with the store, are you able to buy the gold so that you don't have to save it up or anything?
Well, you can buy gold with in-game currency, which means that you buy gems for your real money and then sell it for in-game gold. But you cannot buy gold per se directly from Arena.
Okay. Have you guys noticed any gold sellers or spam?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What they do in this game, they actually send you emails, in-game emails, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, hey there, hero, here you go, some gold and stuff. I'm like, no way, dude, I'm not gonna buy your gold.
No, it almost sounds like it's got a little touch of Eve in there, where you can go buy a time card from EB Games and use the time card and transfer it into EVE in-game currency. I've forgotten the name, but a $15 game time card for 30 days play gets you 340 million in-game currency, which really isn't a lot once you're at the higher level.
Yeah. Oh, I have a mail here from them. Oh my god. 10 gold is currently 242 euros. At that point I got the mail. So
10 gold?
I think it was 10 gold, yeah.
You can get 10 gold in like 2 hours, dude.
I think, yeah.
You can get 10 gold easily.
Yeah, I have 5 gold now, so I could be rich in my real life.
Yeah,
there's like a mining stuff that's called Orcalium or something like that. That actually it's really expensive, and my mate just made a guide on how to farm it, and you can get like 3 gold an hour. It's insane.
Wow.
Nice.
Well,
it's refreshing hearing that gold isn't something that you need 20, 30, 40,000 of in other games to do anything.
Just getting 1 gold at lower levels is impossible.
So how much was it again for the how much gold did you get? 20?
10 gold, 242 euros.
So 10. Wow, that's for the U.S. Western side. That's $313.
That's a lot of money, sir.
Wow.
Please do note that this is the first mail I got at the point.
The prices got lower a bit.
Yeah, the prices got lower, but that was the first one I had, and I was like, what?
That's
Yeah.
insane.
You know,
It is.
what's crazier, the fact that they're selling it for that much, or the fact that there are people out there that will pay that?
Oh yeah, they will.
Uh,
They will.
I think it's more crazy that people are actually willing to pay that amount.
Yeah. Do you want to give up a month's rent to 10 gold?
Hey, if you're that hardcore, maybe maybe you don't have to pay rent. Maybe you're downstairs in a basement somewhere.
Yeah, you know, if you're lucky, you still live at Mom's house, right? That's why you can spend that much on it.
Exactly.
Bathroom! Bathroom!
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
South Park.
On that note, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and wrap it up.
Sound muted. Microphone muted.
Are you tired of playing alone? Maybe bored of playing MMOs without any guild or community? Or just wish to experience the greatness of games with fellow teammates and online friends? Well, then this video might be just for you. Hey everyone, Mean Machine here. You might be wondering why I'm drawn as a stick figure. Well, truth is, I feel damn lazy today, so you'll just have to deal with it, even though I look like every single stick figure in this video. You mad, bro? I'm here today to talk about an awesome community known as CKS. Now, even though I've been a part of CKS for only about 6 months, I gotta tell you, it's fantastic. We have members from all over the world, and so far playing with them has been a great experience and enjoyment. Now, CKS has been a community for a long time. Our history stretches as far back as Black Hawk Down, for you people familiar with it. With that said, we have evolved and taken part in many big games. With you being a member, you'll have access to TeamSpeak, where you can join different lobbies and groups depending on what games you like to play. Some of our big games we are part of now are Star Wars: The Old Republic, World of Warcraft, Arma 2: DayZ, League of Legends, Battlefield 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and of course, GuildWars 2. Which is, by the way, my favorite game. Remember to take a note of that, because it's fucking important. Now, for you to feel that you're actually part of a big community, we also have a website, where you can post CKS related stuff, talk to the other members, and just share epic stuff going on in games and such. We are always on the lookout for more members to recruit. You can also donate some money to CKS to help out with the server cost and TeamSpeak, but we all know none does that, right? No, I guess it's just me. So, if you're interested in being part of something bigger, apply at www.cks-gaming.co.uk.